Good morning, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, guys, we are here again. This is Transformation Tuesday. Thank you guys for joining us on Transformation Tuesday. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. I love seeing you guys show up day in and day out. I can't tell you how much it warms my heart. And the comments, guys, the comments are fire. The DMs, the text messages that I'm getting, organizations that are reaching out, guys, that is so cool. So, hey, for those of you that have reached out to me and said that I've encouraged you to go live, hey, keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's just something about showing up, right? That's a whole thing in and of itself. Sometimes, say sometimes, every time you just have to show up for your life, show up for yourself. And this is part two. Part two, we're going through David Schwartz's book, The Magic of Thinking Big. And let me go ahead and just tell you right now, I personally don't believe in magic. There is magic in believing. And so you just have to kind of put that together. And we're talking about, right, on Transformation Tuesday, change your thinking, change your life. Guys, it's Transformation Tuesday that David reminds us that our thoughts shape our reality. Our thoughts really do shape our reality. And so I want you to shift your minds from doubt to belief, from fear to confidence, and watch your life transform almost immediately, just right off of the bat. Hey guys, Johnny Juan Ortiz here, your playground guide with the Fun Life community, powered by the Zig Ziglar Legacy Certification Program and the foundational program of Choose to Win. And as you guys know, we're right here at the Cardinal Financial Studios where this whole thing takes place, 1512 East Southeast Loop 323. And so I invite you to come by, visit us, help us. If you need help getting qualified for home, this is how we fund everything. This is how we allow this. This is how we keep the lights on, right? Or for me, it is anyway. And so today we're going to be talking about some key highlights, guys. We're going to be looking at ways to discuss the power of positive thinking and how it can lead to transformation. It's a huge thing, right? And then we're going to offer practical tips for cultivating a positive mindset to help you overcome those limiting beliefs. And that's a lot of what we do on Friday. So this is kind of going to bleed over. And then we're going to share personal stories if we have time. Share personal stories or examples of individuals who have achieved success by changing their thinking. And I'm gonna share mine, and then you guys can share yours in the comment section if you like. It's entirely up to you guys. But seriously, when you think about this, look at it this way. Cultivating positive thoughts. How does that even start? It really starts with gratitude, affirmations, and visualization to cultivate a positive mindset and shift your thinking towards success. Let me tell you just a little bit that's in this book here really fast, in the first chapter. This is just the first chapter, and again, it all starts with belief. Once you believe and you tell yourself, I can do it, all of a sudden the how-to develops. And so you go in here and you start kind of reading through this. You have to harness the power of belief. You have to take initiative, right? We talked about that last week. The first habit of the highly effective people from Stephen Covey was to be proactive. And then you start to just really kind of get inside of your mind, right? Because there's two people in your mind, right? Mr. Doubt and Mr. Triumph, or Mr. Disbelief, or Mr. Defeat. And you start going through there, and whichever one that you have those meetings with, that's the one that's going to grow. That's the one that's going to develop. And so you first have to believe in yourself. I get it. I understand. We want to believe in God, and we want to, depending on what your belief is and what your religion is and what your relationship is with God. But we're talking about believing in yourself. Sometimes you just have to believe in yourself before anybody else will believe in you, because God does. God believes in you. God loves you. He created you, right? He didn't create you. God. I love what Howard Partridge basically took it from Mr. Ziegler. God don't make no junk. He don't. He just doesn't. And so believe in yourself that you can succeed. And these are the three things that it talked about, how to create that belief. So you think success. And so don't think failure. Think success. So when you face a difficult situation, just say to yourself, I will win. Not, I'll probably lose. And we talked about that last time. We were talking about the 9th chapter of the book by Mark Batterson of Going All In, right? We talked about that. Remember? You remember? So what happened was that some people in life, just like the Super Bowl, and bless his heart, right? Kyle Shanahan. Some people play to not lose. Other people, Andy Reid, play to win. And that's the game of life, guys. Stop going through life trying or playing not to lose and start going through life playing to win. Play all out, go all in. And so you have to tell yourself that I can win, I will win, and I'm not going to stop until I do. And so you have to master that thought, I will succeed. Go ahead and write that down. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it day in and day out. When you brush your teeth, when you leave your house, on the mirror, and on your dash in your car, I will succeed. I will succeed. You say that long enough. You say that often enough. Your subconscious mind will begin to accept that as fact, and it will start to make it and start to look for ways to help you succeed. And then it goes on to say that remind yourself regularly that you are better than you think you are. Successful people are not superhuman. They're not Superman. They're not Superwoman. Success doesn't require a super intellect. Thank God. Thank the heavens, right? And so, nor is there anything mystical about success. And success isn't based on luck. I like what that one guy said, that the harder I work, the luckier I get. And you start to mix hard work with working smarter, and all of a sudden things start to become overflowing, right? And that's our word for 2024, because we want to live in that perpetual overflow of God's grace, of God's mercy, of God's goodness. And all of a sudden you find yourself being more, doing more, having more, so that you can give more. And guys, magic of thinking big shows you how to do big things, how to be a bigger person, how to have the greater things in life so that you can give big, right? You can't give that which you don't have. And so we're doing this. I know money's not the most important thing, but as Mr. Ziegler says, it ranks right up there with oxygen on the gotta have it scale. So when you start to practice those affirmations and visualize and cultivate that positive mindset, all of a sudden you can challenge those limiting beliefs, because we all have them. I have them, right? And so you just have to turn on that mind that says, hey, I can do all things through Christ. It says that every person has been given the measure of faith, right? Even if you have the faith the size of a grain of mustard seed, he said that you could go on to say to this mountain, not that mountain, not their mountain, this mountain, the mountain right in front of you. You can say to this mountain, hey, beat it, kid. Get out of here. Go into the sea. You're not welcome here. And so you're challenging those belief systems, those limiting belief systems that have been holding you back your entire life, guys. It takes a whole new thinking. Change your thinking, change your life. Brian Tracy did a phenomenal job writing a whole book on that in and of itself. And so you start to identify and challenge those limiting beliefs that hold you back from reaching your full potential. And I know if you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching this right now live, first of all, thank you guys for joining me on here live. I appreciate there's something to be said about somebody willing to get up early in the morning and start to put in the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, the productive, all of a sudden, right, what happens? And then I appreciate you guys that take time to watch it on the replay. I love it when you put replay. It gives me an idea of when you guys are able to watch, so I can kind of have a better idea. I think I'm going to stick with 8 a.m., but that way you guys can watch it at your convenience. But guys, you start to do this stuff, and you start to untap that potential that is inside of you. That's what I love about Mr. Ziegler. He says that we already have all the characteristics for success inside of us. We just simply have to recognize them, claim, and develop them. And that's what a good mentor does. That's what a good coach does. It's more of an excavation process, right? You have greatness in you. That leader, that mentor, that coach is just drawing it out. And the leader of the future, the coach of the future, the mentor of the future is going to be able to ask better questions. That's what I love about my friend Bob Tiede, who sent me this book. He wrote it with Michael Marquardt. Leading with questions. And so you start to lead with questions. You start to have better questions. You start to have a more meaningful, better engagement, better conversation, better discussion with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your spouse, your clients, right? You start to do that. And so then here's the next thing. You have to surround yourself with positivity. That's so important, right? Surround yourself with those positive influences. supportive people and inspiring content that uplifts you and motivates you. And that's why we're here. Stop taking yourself so seriously. I love what Mark Batterson says. Stop going through life as if the goal is to arrive safely at death. Guys, you won't get out of this thing alive. You only get one shot, so make it count. Make it count. Go all out. And so here's the how-tos. You ready? Here's where you're going to start writing, take notes. Because this is the blueprint, right? We talked about the blueprints, right? It's just basically the like you're building a house. It's your framework, and so you start each day by writing down just three things. I know you got 3 things to be grateful for, right? You guys have 3 things to be grateful for? Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, put it in the comment section. What are you grateful for today? And even if you can't think of something, I'm thankful for that breath, because somebody somewhere is fighting for their last few breaths. I'm thankful I can see. I love to see the viewers that are popping up on this. I love to see comment section. I love to see when you guys share so that your friends and family can get their daily dose of motivation, of inspiration, of encouragement, because that's what we're trying to do, guys. We're trying to give more of our time, our talents, our treasures, our resources. That's why we do what we do, okay? And so you start to do that, and it starts to change your perspective, right? When you start to change the way you look at things, the things you look at start to change. Okay, the next one, identifying one limiting belief you have about yourself. We got it. I got it. How can you reframe that thought into a positive affirmation? How can you do that? Write that down. Put it in the comment section, right? Or have a discussion with your partner, with your spouse, with your friends. Identify that limiting belief, and then ask yourself, how can I reframe that into a positive affirmation? And then the next one here, reach out to someone in your support network and share. Reach out to me. I love the DMs that came in yesterday. Reach out to me. I'll hold you accountable, but reach out to somebody in your network, in your sphere of influence, and share your goals with them. That's where it gets scary. When you start to say those things out loud. Right? Because all of a sudden they're out in the ether, they're out in the universe, and now, you know, I love what Mr. Ziegler said, what you put out comes back to you. I love the fact that the law of reaping and sowing and the law of reciprocity, you always get more back in return than what you give out. And that's this guy, right? I know. I got books everywhere, guys. All right, the last one here, right? We want to have engaging conversations, engaging questions, and this is where it gets really, really good. So, what's a negative thought pattern that you're working to change? What's a negative thought pattern you are working to change, and how do you change it? How do you? You know what, guys? I think I'm going to do a actual Zoom meeting where we can just all get together and come in one night, or maybe on a weekend or something, and just actually have a dialogue, have a back and forth. Because all I can see is your comments and your likes. Well, maybe not, but I can see you guys that are on here. So appreciate you coming on here. But I want to have this dialogue because I'm curious. What's that negative thought, and then how can you challenge it? You know, who are your biggest sources of inspiration and positivity, and how do they influence your mindset? And just share one positive affirmation or mantra that helps you stay focused and motivated. What is it for you? What is it for you guys? What is it that you're saying to yourself? What is it that you're saying to other people to encourage them, to motivate them, to inspire them, to be more, do more, and have more so that they can give more, right? There's a lot of nonprofits. I had a nonprofit reach out to me. They saw these videos. And they're like, man, you are just full of energy. You are full. I love the words that you're saying. I love the encouragement that you're doing. And we're going to be starting raising some money for that nonprofit. My first nonprofit that I raised for was Path on the Mardi Gras fundraiser that we did with the taco fundraiser. Guys, it's amazing to see how many people in the community want to give. They don't know where to give. They just want to give. But nobody's asking them to give. And that's business, guys. People want to do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. They're just waiting for someone that they know, they like, and they trust them to ask them to do business. So if you're in real estate, if you're a realtor, did I say that right? If you're a realtor, call everybody in your phone. If you're a business owner, call everybody in your phone. You have no business. I'm going to get off my little script here. You have no business going to a networking event trying to find somebody new that doesn't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, and try to get business from them when you have an entire slew of people in your database that are just waiting for you to ask them to do business with you. We're overcomplicating it, guys. We are overcomplicating it. If you don't have this book right here, oh man, did I take it to the house? I sure did. So, I think I gave it away. So Bob Bodine wrote 2 books, right? The 2 Chairs is awesome. This is going to really help you start your day out right here. But he wrote another book called The Power of Who. Look him up. Look him up. Bob Bodine. Get it down. Download the Audible version. The Power of Who. If you haven't read The Power of Who, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And Bob goes on to say that you already have everyone you need to be uber successful in business. You already know. Guys, all right, I just saw my phone. It's 8:14. I try to wrap these up by 8:15. All right, just some last few things that I want to share with you out of the book. Believe big. Believe big. It's never sell yourself short. And never, ever give up. Never stop trying. The only way you lose is if you quit, and it's impossible to... Just don't give up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other for big things and believe that big things are going to happen. Think big goals and win big successes. Big ideas and big plans are often easier, certainly no more difficult than small ideas and small plans. That's what I love about my first mentor. My first mentor took me in and gave me a job when nobody else would give me a job because I had just come out of an interrogation with the FBI, DEA, and the local sheriff's office. That's a story I don't have time to tell, but I'm grateful I can laugh now because I thought I was going to be in prison forever. I shouldn't be here, but it's God's goodness and God's grace, right, that allowed me to be here. And so I'm thankful for everything, guys. But my first mentor basically said, hey, Johnny, or he called me Juan back then, hadn't become Johnny Juan yet, but he said, Juan, it takes the same amount of energy and effort to make $100 as it does to make $1,000. It takes the same amount of effort and energy to make $1,000 as it does $100. So let me ask you this. If it takes the same amount of energy, if it takes the same amount of effort, which would you rather have, the $100 or the $1,000? Put it in the comment section, 100 or 1,000. I know what that's going to be, right? I'm thankful. Hey, Flo, Christy, thank you guys for joining on here. I'm wrapping this thing up, but go back and start at the beginning, guys, because this is really, really good. I want you guys to have this information so you can be more, do more, and have more so that you can give more, right? And the magic of thinking big, guys, it all starts with the mindset. What are you putting in? The last little thing, and I'll shut up, I'll get out of here, right? You have to have a continuous plan for self-development and growth. So you have to have that deeper respect for your family, for your spouse, for your children, to be able to go above and beyond and exceed what even other people's expectations are of you so that you can go and do what no one in your family has ever done. You are responsible for breaking the generational curse, the thing that has kept your family down for so long. You're the one. You're the one. I know we shouldn't point. You're the one. Stop letting the enemy, stop letting Mr. Doubt and Mr. Fear and Mr. Worry come into your life and tell you, hey, you're a loser. You're nobody. Guys, you are a child of God. And God is never happier with his children than when they're solving the problems of his other children. That's what Rabbi Daniel Lampin has shared with us in the Ziegler Legacy, or Tom Ziegler shared with us about Rabbi Daniel Lampin and Business Secrets of the Bible. He's never happier with his children. So if you're in business for yourself, if you're in sales, if you're a realtor, if you're an insurance salesman, God is never happier with his children. And you are a child of God. Don't ever forget that. He's never happier with his children than when they're solving the problems of his other children. Okay, guys, I went over just a hair. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Get this out there. I want to help as many people as I can. I just want to deliver value. Right? Tomorrow on Wonderful Wednesday, we're going to look at the next few. Matter of fact, here, I'll tell you what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about embrace courage, starting small, and then we're going to celebrate the progress. We're going to talk about that on Wonderful Wednesday, and then we got Thankful Thursday, and then we're talking about the magic of belief on Faith Your Fears Friday. We're going to talk about the power of disbelief, right? The power of disbelief, because the power of disbelief is just as strong as the magic of thinking big. And so we're going to look at we're going to be the devil's advocate, right? We're going to look at this from the other side, and hopefully that's going to be helpful. I've never done that because I don't think that way, so I'm going to have a friend of mine kind of give me, because we all have that negative friend. Sorry, I won't say any names, but we all have that negative friend that always is. He's that Eeyore. We all have an Eeyore in the bunch, right? Winnie the Pooh. We all have a piglet. We all have a tiggaroo. We all have a rabbit. We all have an owl. We all have right? There's all these different characteristics of Winnie the Pooh, and so we all have one. But we're going to look at the power of disbelief, and you're going to be surprised how powerful disbelief is. It's almost more powerful than the power of, or the magic of thinking big, and the power of belief. It's scary. I've already kind of started getting that ready, and it's scary. I won't have a guest on this Friday because I want to be able to share that, unless I find a guest that is really good about the power of disbelief, but in a positive mindset. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much. I love the comments. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Michelle, yes. Christy, Flor, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys on here. You guys are awesome, man. I can't tell you guys enough. Annie, Ale, hey, Alejandra, buenos dias. Guys, thank you for joining me on here. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a blessed day. Adios.